Hi everyone, Mary at Espresso Press Design. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. When you see this, it will be October 7th, and I will still be filming ahead at least another week. I'm feeling much better, but I think it's a good idea to stay a week ahead for the time being until I get back to everything back to completely normal. So today we're going to make some primitive leaves, and I thought to bring in fall. And what I did with mine was I made a bunch of these. I created a master board, and then here are the two master boards I made. And then I decided to make some paper. And here are the papers that I made, and these are on Shopify. So what you will need, I don't know if I'm going to do an entire master board or if I'm just going to cut up one I already have here. This is printed on presentation paper. So I don't know exactly if I'm going to do the entire process or not, just for time's sake, and because I think you already know how to create a master board. But the cool thing is that you're creating fodder. You're actually doing something with the fodder. You can chop up this master board to make other individual things for in your journal, and then you can also use it to make paper for a journal. I just scanned this in. I mean, I have InDesign and Photoshop and all of that, but basically you could do the same thing as long as you have a scanner. So you can create an entire collection for a very unique, personalized journal, if you care to do all that. And if not, you can just go to step 2, chop this up as much as you desire, and you know, and then just do step 1 and 2. That's up to you. But I have been wanting to do something with all of my painting papers. So that's where I began. I began with my stacks of painting papers, but you don't have to. I'm going to show you here. These are what I began with, especially the ones I don't like so much. You don't have to. Here's the stack of what's left of the stack I use for these, and I didn't have enough to get a third art paper, so I just left these for more scraps. So I would start with at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 full copy paper size sheets if you would like to get at least 2 designs. If you want more, then obviously you have to add more full sheets. So, okay, you do not have to use painty papers. You could use your paper cutoff strips, scrapbook cutoff strips. You could cut some strips from scrapbook paper, digitals. You could combine different types of text, like book pages and, I don't know, dictionary pages, ledgers, antique papers, combine cursive and cursive text with book page text or something like that. But as long as you get something like this, you're good. Okay? So I have my strips already pre-glued onto book page. And then I proceeded on to taking the rest of my papers, chopping them up, making another collage on a full sheet of copy paper. And I began with 2 thinner type sheets so it doesn't end up being too thick. Okay? So I hope that's all explanatory. So that's what you'll need, is some kind of paper to make strips of varying sizes. I didn't pay attention to how wide they are. Glue them on a book page. It doesn't even matter if you have a little gap between them, because we're going to fill that in with a black acrylic marker and white gel pen. So that's all you'll need to make the basic leaves. And then what you do with them from there, you can take this idea if you like or not. Okay? So, and then you'll need some glue, scissors, and that's about it. So, I'm going to start with this one, and then I'm going to draw my leaves, cut them out, and I will probably speed that part up for your sake. And if I proceed with the collage on the full sheet copy paper, I'll speed that up as well. So basically I just went between these lines here. If I had a little gap, took that out, didn't even care. Now where these came from is I have these primitive type leaves. I don't know if sometimes people paint real leaves with acrylics. Sometimes they're just cutting out a leaf shape and doing them all individually. And I just thought that was really cool. But I didn't feel like taking all that time to do them individually. So this is kind of I don't know if you've ever seen Heart and Soulful Designs. She kind of does something similar, but she uses jelly prints. And some of these are mixed media, and some of these are just watercolor. But jelly prints would be cool, but I didn't feel like making a bunch of those either. And I just wanted something that resembled those primitive style, or maybe you could say aboriginal style leaves. Okay, so that's basically what I did. I'll just do the other one here. So I have a pretty big gap here, but that's okay. Not going to worry about it. And I'll make any repairs if I need to after I cut out my leaves. Oh, and by the way, that paper is called Falling Leaves. And I've been really wanting to do some art papers. Don't think I want to sell them on Etsy. So they're on Shopify. Haven't made up my mind yet, but first of all, I have all these papers. I don't think I'll ever make that many collages, so I wanted to find something else to do with them. I'm pretty well stocked up on envelopes, buttons, other types of ephemera and embellishments. I have some more embellishments I want to make, but so I can restock that category. So then I just took my white pen after I did those. And went in and did something like that. Of course, you can come up with your own little motifs here. It doesn't have to be dots. It could be lines, it could be triangles, it could be squares, it could be whatever. So in addition, this is kind of my also semi-revolt against AI. I'm so tired of looking at AI, quite frankly. I'm tired of paying for it. And I just feel it's time to do something totally unique. Create unique things, use unique things. Okay, so I think you get the gist of this. So what I'm going to do is turn off the camera, and there you go. I'm going to turn off the camera, finish these, and then I'll come back for the next step, okay? I'll see you in a bit. Hi everyone again. I'm back, and I'm finished with my black stripes and dots. So now it's on to the next step, and that's just simply drawing some leaves. And I just did all that freehand. So I'm just going to do that. And I did all different sizes. Didn't worry about being perfect. Okay. Okay, something like that. So I think I will, well, you know what? I'm just going to speed this up on camera. And then I'll probably shut off the camera again. Okay. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you know how to fussy cut. And there you have it. Okay. Let me just get one more here. And then I'm going to turn the camera off again. There we go. Here's some primitive leaf fodder. Okay, I'll be right back again. Okay, I'm back, and I forgot something. I forgot to put my center vein. So if you want fish, don't put the center vein. If you want leaves, don't forget your center veining. That was one of the most distinct things that caught my eye and my inspiration, and I forgot it twice, so my apologies for that. Don't forget to put your center vein. So I think in lieu of doing another collage on your time, everyone has seen a masterboard. I'm just going to go through this one more time. I just used the papers that I used to make the leaves for the background, glued it on another sheet of copy paper, arranged my leaves how I liked on the master board. So what I am going to do, just for the fun part, is chop this one up on the presentation paper and see what I can get out of that. So there's a nice little stack of fodder for you. Okay. First, let me get the edge off. Okay. I know I want some postcard sizes, so those will be 6. Then I'll get that other edge off. So whether I will make another set of papers, I don't know, but I will at least use those immediately. So postcard is 4 by 6. Here's a postcard. That's cool. And then what I was actually also thinking was ATC cards. But I'll get 2 decent postcards out of this. And probably would have gotten more if it didn't print oddly, because my printer gave me an error, and then I had to correct that, and it had already started, and then it restarted. So I think 3.5. What's this? 8. Okay, let's get ideally I should get 4 ATC cards, but I'm kind of just gonna not do that. So that was 3.5 by 2.5. So there would be an ATC. And then I think I'm going to get a journal card. 3 by 4. And then I'm quite sure I could get some buttons, little tag, whatever else out of there. And that will bring us to the end of this exercise. Those are cute. I knew they would be. I knew they'd make some cute postcards and ATC cards. So that's pretty cool. And then there is our leaf border that needs a repair. And I would probably seal the top of all of these. Either wait until you do your final masterboard, seal the whole thing, or at least seal your leaves. Because, or use a better glue as you're making them, but of course I wanted to use the most convenient and fastest to dry. But okay, everyone, that is this week's project, and you can take it as far as you desire. I don't want to cut these up at the moment, so that's kind of why I didn't choose that to be a surprise cut. I didn't want to cut those up at the moment. I'll do that. I'll do that later when I have a journal or something to put them in. So there you go. That's all your unique pieces. Make a very unique journal. Even when you begin, make several of these type of things, and you can also include those. So everything all goes together. And there you have an entire type of system to create papers and very unique, personalized to you journal. And don't forget, you don't have to use painty papers. You're probably going to end up inking the edges anyway if you're for the vintage people or the scrapbook paper people. I mean, you can just imagine that's totally cool and boho in and of itself. You can see those stripes there slightly. So I originally was going to do that, and I am still probably going to do that for another type of fall journal, but that's just two ways you can think out of the box for fall, and it doesn't always just have to be nature. You're still, as long as you have leaves, you have fall, right? So, okay, everyone, thank you so much for your time, and I'll get this photo together some way that's understandable, and I'll see you next time. You have a great day and a great week. Bye.